Hello, and welcome to Threefold Herbal Healing. I'm Herbalist Leo. I help people who struggle with chronic conditions grow their health from the roots up. Today, I'm going to speak about herbs that support the liver. But before we start speaking about herbs that support the liver, I want to speak about one of my mantras. I like to say to my clients, to people in general, that it's not what you take, it's what you do. It's this mantra is the foundation of everything that I do because I believe that supporting your body through balanced diet, regular movement, adequate sleep, and intentional reduction of your exposure to toxins is crucial for your overall well-being, but also for a healthy liver. So it's not like you can go around it and take herbs or take supplement and say, okay, I don't need to do all those fundamental things to care for my body. It is that it starts with the lifestyle and then you can build herbs on it. Herbs can provide profound support for lifestyle modification. They can protect liver cells, they can support enzyme production, and they can rejuvenate the liver. But first, start with lifestyle. So there are three types of herbs that support the liver: hepatoprotective herbs, hepatic cells are liver cells. So hepatoprotectives are herbs that protect the liver. Anti-hepatotoxic are um, herbs that reduce toxicity in the liver. And hepatic trophorestorative are tonic herbs that tone and rejuvenate and kind of take care of the liver long term. So let's talk about all three of them a little bit more. Hepatoprotective herbs. They offer broad support and protection for liver function by promoting normal liver function and processes, including the detox pathway. Now, a couple of videos ago, I explained the two phases of liver detox and what could go wrong with them. And I explained the cycles of detox that happen and the nutritional need of all this process, detox process. So if you want to go read that or listen to that and understand really what can support, what kind of lifestyle of diet can support the liver detox pathways, that's going to be a good one. Some examples of hepatoprotective herbs are milk thistle, Schizandra, and Picoriza. Those herbs can be used in decoction, so it's a slow cook in water and then drinking the water, although at least milk thistle is very, very, very bitter. So it's going to be unpleasant. I think salted bottle of capsules is a better alternative. You just, you buy the capsules and then you open one or two capsules and spread the powder on the other capsules so you still can register the bitter taste because the bitter taste have receptors in your gut, in your liver, but also in your brain. And it's very important that those receptors can kind of initiate the processes that bitter taste initiate in our body as part of the support that is provided to the liver. So you want to kind of salt your capsules with the content of one or two capsules. Anti-hepatotoxic herbs increase the production of protein and of antioxidants in cells and the production of phase 1 and phase 2 liver enzymes. So it's kind of increase all detox processes and reduce antioxidants. Those herbs directly counteract or neutralize specific toxins by binding to them or altering their metabolism. Anti-hepatotoxic herbs promote specific detox enzymes that target particular toxins. So each of those herbs is known to work for specific type of toxins. Example, milk thistle is known to work for toxic mushrooms. So those people who go into the wood and harvest, collect mushrooms without knowing what they are picking, without having enough experience, and then trying them, and then the liver, that they basically create so much oxidative stress in the liver that they kill the liver, and the person, unfortunately, that can become fatally. I heard stories about people that they were rushed to the hospital with that, but on the way they gave them seeds of milk thistle to chew on, and that's actually saved their life. Turmeric is known for opioid drugs overdose. So you need to know the dosage and you need to know how to do it. But those herbs can actually reduce the toxicity in the liver and save liver and life. While many hepatoprotective have anti-hepatotoxic properties, anti-hepatotoxins are distinguished by their ability to address specific damage caused by specific toxins. Hepatic restorative. Those are the herbs that most people use. So the first two categories are mostly herbs that used by herbalists. Those are not herbs that can be used as food. You have to know what type of dosage to use and with any, in what context, with other herbs, how to use them. Hepatic restoratives are herbs that are they give more comprehensive approach. They give more deep level support. They restore the integrity of liver cell by protecting them from oxidative stress and enhancing their capacity to detox and regulate glucose metabolism. They are herbs that require a longer period of use, typically 3 to 4 months before you start to see any change or effect. Some examples of hepatic restorative are dandelion root, which is very known as a liver herb, or yellow dock. The restorative approach is it works like exercise that builds muscle tone, and the muscle tone persists even when you rest. Those herbs not only protect, but they also help build and restore optimal function of the liver. So when you approach liver health concern, you want to consider, if you need an acute protection, like in poisoning, you want anti-hepatotoxins. They are the primary defense for immediate liver support during exposure to toxins. If you want ongoing support, hepatoprotective provide day-to-day defense for individuals with regular exposure to potential liver stressors. So if you have somebody who works in a place where they are exposed to toxins on a daily basis, it's again, if you have to be exposed, you have to be exposed. But most of us can reduce our toxic exposure. If you want to rebuild function for individuals that recover from liver damage or those with chronic liver condition, restorative provide long-term tissue restoration. So you don't want to use the first two herbs for an extended period of time, but restorative are made for using for a longer time. Many of those herbs overlap categories. For example, milk thistle is both a hepatoprotective and anti-hepatotoxic. Dandelion works as both hepatoprotective and restorative. So let's talk a little bit about those two, dandelion and milk thistle. But before I talk about them, let me say just that the two herbs that I use the most in my clinic as a trophorestorative are dandelion root and gentian root. Yeah, just for rejuvenating liver processes after disease, or when people digestive system is very slow, congested, that when they need a little bit of stimulant for the entire digestive system. So let's talk about dandelion. Dandelion is a bitter tonic with an affinity for the liver and the gallbladder. As a bitter herb, dandelion promotes better digestion and assimilation in the small intestines and bile production in the liver. It is used to fire up the metabolism of people with weak or slow digestion and metabolism, which is often accompanied by constipation. So those are people that really, after a meal, feel tired, malaise, maybe constipated, sometimes kind of bloated, heavy. The root of dandelion can help alleviate nausea in people who feel nauseous after consuming a meal that contains protein. Dandelion root is rich with inulin, a soluble fiber that feeds beneficial bacteria in the gut. It promotes healthy, diverse gut microbiome. Inulin acts primarily on the liver, skeletal muscle, and fat tissue to signal glucose transport into cell and regulate fuel storage in the body. Dandelion is for people who, due to liver congestion, may feel malaise or depression, or, on the other hand, support those who experience anger and irritability due to liver stagnation. So when the liver is stagnant, we see either people that feel sick and weak and depressed, or we see people with a lot of anger and irritability issue. And dandelion can help both of them. You can find dandelion everywhere. I don't know a person who don't know about dandelion, but you want to check the field where you are going to harvest and be sure that it's not close to a road and that it is not sprayed with herbicide, because you really don't want to take in those herbicide with the dandelion, because that's kind of counter. It's if you aim to clean your liver and you're using spray for it, it doesn't work in the same direction. All parts of the plant are used. I like to use the leaves in salads in the spring and the root in a decoction, or preferably in a tincture year-round. I harvest the root though in the fall. Milk thistle. Milk thistle is known as the archetypal liver herb. It is hepatoprotective and anti-hepatotoxic. Milk thistle is not one that I use as a simple bitter to improve digestion. It's not one of those. Instead, I use it when there are signs of liver congestion and liver damage. So this one is more for people when there are signs of liver imbalances or complex liver disease, like chronic liver disease. The milk thistle seeds can literally save the life of a person who has ingested toxins, such as poisonous mushrooms, and milk thistle is mainly known for reversing a toxic poisonous mushroom effect. It is indicated for people with liver disease due to addiction to either alcohol or drugs, a condition that is unfortunately, very common. I can't tell you how many clients I get that drink on a daily basis and their liver doesn't look great. Another thing is liver damage due to non-alcoholic fatty liver. That's another one. The active ingredient in milk thistle is called silymarin and is a powerful antioxidant that reduces free radical damage and inflammation and support detox. Silymarin is an antioxidant in two ways. It's directly scavenge and kind of neutralize free radicals, but it also promotes glutathione production. Glutathione is the body's innate antioxidant, so we produce glutathione, especially for reducing oxidative stress, and milk thistle apparently increase glutathione production. Milk thistle is a potent remedy against insulin resistance and diabetes-induced hyperglycemia. Research found a reduction in fasting blood glucose in people that use 600 milligrams of silymarin from milk thistle for 6 months. Pretty powerful. One of the ways milk thistle support the liver is by inhibiting the first phase of detox while promoting the second phase. If you remember, I talked about the liver having two phases, the first one and then the second one, where the byproduct of the first one are highly toxic, even more toxic than the original toxins. And they are not just toxic, they are very reactive. They increase oxidative stress. They are actually what make that they are the they are very reactive. But by reducing the first stage and increasing the second stage, milk thistle make it that we don't have this intermediated stage for long. The second phase just suck out of the first stage and neutralize everything before they sit there waiting in line for the second phase. But we need to be mindful that for somebody who takes medication, the inhibition of the first phase of detox might mean that those medications stay longer in the bloodstream. Thereby, they alter the therapeutic function and their side effect. So if you take a medication that have a side effect and your doctor think, okay, it will be in your bloodstream for, I don't know, 10 minutes, half an hour, 3-4 hours, and then you take milk thistle and the first phase of detox is inhibited and that med stays in the bloodstream for longer, you might have more good effect of the medication, but you will also might have more side effect from that medication. The bitter taste that milk thistle have, it's one of its superpower. It promotes the production of digestive enzyme in the small intestines and the liver. So if you decide to use milk thistle in a capsule, again, salt the capsules so your tongue can register the bitter taste and it goes to all the bitter receptors in the body. One of the principles of herbalism is to use gentle herbs before you use more potent herbs to achieve your goals. You don't give somebody with a slight back pain toxic herbs like pulsatilla before you give them cayenne pepper. You start with the more gentle herbs and then tatter up if needed. Dandelion is an herb from the first degree. It can be used as food. Milk thistle is a third-degree herb, meaning it is strictly medicinal herb. You're never going to use it as food. It tastes unpleasantly bitter, and its action is relatively strong. So you really don't want to use milk thistle just for some just in a regular detox or just for supporting the liver function. You use milk thistle when you have chronic liver conditions or you have acute liver problem like a poisoning. Usually go for dandelion, ginseng. That's more the trophy restorative style. So this month in July, I talked about the liver. I hope that all my videos really help you understand how important the liver is for your health, and that you found ways to support your liver. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to that. I would love to hear from you and kind of know if you benefited from this video, if I can serve you in any other way. If you have questions, comment. I would love to hear from you. Thank you again, and see you in 2 weeks, actually. This is a longer month. I record 4 videos a month, so next week, vacation. But after that, a new topic. See you then. Bye.